We begin this afternoon with an effort taking place in Kansas City to recall Mayor Quinton Lucas. Hello, I'm Kelly Eckerman.
And I'm Laura Moritz. The recall effort is setting off a big disagreement over the mayor's performance, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. KMBC 9's Matt Fleener explains.
Around Kansas City this week, there are several locations where tables have been set up to sign petitions to recall Mayor Quinton Lucas.
And you are here to sign this petition.
You betcha.
All right.
Outside the Kansas City Zoo, a petition for recall.
My personal opinion is that he has taken steps to alienate a big portion of Kansas City.
Matt Popelek is helping gather signatures to recall Mayor Quinton Lucas.
A lot of people are freaked out about the health mandates coming from the city.
Kyle Blaylock is one of the recall effort's leaders, with the petition saying the mayor has exhibited poor judgment and inadequate leadership in response to COVID-19 and civic unrest in the city. But the group is yet to share how many of the nearly 14,000 signatures they need.
Just to keep the anticipation and enthusiasm up in our own group, number one, and number two, if they see us getting closer, working harder, the more diversion tactics are going to come, because honestly, it's already been happening.
I don't believe that we're at a point where the mayor has done anything worthy of recall.
Meanwhile, Kansas City Councilman Eric Bunch says he doesn't always agree with the mayor, but says 1 year into a term in the middle of a pandemic is not the time for a recall effort.
It's important that we are not distracted by trying to recall elected officials right now. We've got to band together and get some stuff done.
Organizers are trying to get enough signatures to turn in by September 15th. That is a couple of days early, just to make sure they have all the signatures they need. In Kansas City, Matt Fleener, KMBC 9 News.
Mayor Quinton Lucas's office responded with a statement saying, in part, as he has during his 1 year in office, Mayor Lucas will continue to work hard each day for all Kansas Cityans and will not be distracted by divisive anti-mask partisan politics.
The positivity rate in Missouri continues to jump at 13.7. It's well above the national average of almost 6%. The state of Kansas is just above 11%. Kansas recorded 1,100 new cases since Wednesday. Missouri continues to hover around 1,400. Free COVID-19 testing will take place in Shawnee this weekend. Tomorrow from 10 to 2, head over to the Westbrook Village Shopping Center parking lot off 72nd and Quivira. Testing will be available for the first 750 people. Anyone over 5 years old can be screened. It's a drive-through event, so stay in your car and wear a mask when you go.
The Kansas City Metro has a new player in the fight against COVID-19.
It's a factory that practically popped out of the ground overnight. It could play a key role in fighting the pandemic. Michael Mahoney is in Lenexa with the story.
These are some of the 300 new workers at the Thermo Fisher factory in Lenexa. They're making the shipping tubes they'll use to send COVID tests to the lab. And as this corporate video shows, they built this addition in 6 weeks.
We're in a pandemic, time is of the essence, and Thermo Fisher stepped up and really responded, and they responded very quickly. That's just the Kansas way.
So it's a state-of-the-art factory. We were able to scale really fast because of the talent of our team, the innovation that we have at the company and we have here in the U.S.
They started out making 50,000 of these shipping tubes a week, then 1 million, and now they're moving out 8 million testing tubes a week.
We need to have the tests available so we can isolate people who are positive and allow those who are negative to go on about their normal daily lives, at least as normal as we can be with masks and socially distancing.
Thermo Fisher is heavily involved in the COVID fight, but a top executive, Gianluca Petiti, won't guess if there's a vaccine coming soon.
Whenever time comes, and again, it's hard to speculate, we're going to be ready to support scaling of the vaccine very quickly.
As Thermo Fisher Scientific builds this plant in Lenexa in a flash, it went up in 6 weeks. Michael Mahoney, KMBC 9 News.
Well, some Kansans could soon be eligible for more money if they are unemployed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Governor Laura Kelly says her office is applying for the Lost Wages Assistance Program. If Kansas' application is approved, well, then unemployed residents would be eligible for $400 more per week in addition to their regular unemployment benefits. The Kansas Department of Labor says people should not expect the money until late September if the state is approved. Meantime, the Kansas Department of Labor is extending its call center hours. People will now be able to call from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays.
Boone County, Missouri and the city of Columbia are announcing new restrictions as coronavirus cases spike. Restaurants and bars must stop serving alcohol at 9 p.m. and close by 10 p.m. All public and private gatherings must be limited to 20 people or less. The changes come as Columbia's positivity rate hits almost 45%. Meanwhile, fraternities at the University of Missouri are suspending all in-person activities at Greek chapter houses on and off campus. This is an effort to limit the spread of COVID-19. MU started classes Monday and reported 159 cases the first day. The university could not confirm how many of those were linked to Greek organizations.
And in Lawrence, 8 KU Greek chapter houses are now under COVID-19 quarantine orders. Now, university officials lifted orders on members of Kappa Alpha Theta and Phi Kappa Psi. There are no positive cases in those houses. The university added a chapter to the list Thursday. The positivity rate at KU's Greek community is more than 5%. Missouri State University is using 3 motels to house 6 students or faculty that need to be quarantined. An MSU spokesperson says the plan offers some flexibility if the school needs extra rooms outside of the dorms already designated for quarantine. The university has more than 300 rooms available for anyone who needs to isolate. So far, MSU is reporting nearly 200 students and 4 staff members have tested positive for the coronavirus.